If I've learned anything from the movie Lilo and Stitch, it's that mosquitoes are apparently very important. Like it's just that whenever I get beat up by a bunch of mosquitoes, I immediately think, I wish every mosquito on earth would either drop dead right this second or just disappear. Though I feel like if that should happen, something terrible would happen to the ecosystem. You know how just like people say, oh, if bees disappeared from the planet, everything would be ruined. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even that serious. It probably is. But like, I bet if mosquitoes disappeared from the planet, like every volcano on Earth like erupted just because they did so. What am I talking about? Anyway, so what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about direct app training, specifically the necessity for direct app training for novices. So, do I think direct app training is necessary for novices? And novices are either you haven't started yet, you just started, or you're about 1 to 2 years into your training career. No, it's not really necessary. Now, this also pertains to my recommendation to starting strength training when you just get into the game, the exercise game, whether it's to gain muscle or lose fat. But in this case, let's just talk about in general weighted resistance training, just in general, not just strength training, just in general lifting weights. And when you just start out, you don't need direct ab training. Why? Because you're using your abdominals when you're lifting weights. You may not notice it, but you are. So let's say your car is broken down on the side of the road and you need to push that to the nearest gas station, which is relatively close by. You're not gonna get behind the car and be like, well, I guess it's time to push this car, and you just like willy-nilly just start pushing it. Like, no, you're gonna take a huge ass breath, you're gonna grit down, and you're gonna push the shit out of that car. That's called, when you grit down, that's called bracing. That's called abdominal bracing. It's part of the Valsalva maneuver. When somebody's about to punch you in the stomach and you can see the punch coming, you're not gonna like just sit there and take it. You're gonna grit down your abs so that you can absorb the punch. When you grit down and you brace your abdominals, you're using them. So let's say you're about to bench press 135 pounds for a set of 8. You're using your abdominals the entire time you're doing that. Not only because it's a compound exercise, but because when you brace, you're trying to encase your spine in a cylinder of muscle to support it, you know? It's kind of like a defense mechanism for your brain. Anyway, I'm not a doctor, so what the hell am I talking about? So you're using your abdominals in the beginning, whether you like it or not, if you're doing weighted resistance training. Don't go on like a bike, an exercise bike, and grit down your abs the whole time while doing cardio for 45 minutes. It doesn't work like that, bro. So don't take what I'm saying right now out of context. I'm talking about weighted resistance training, okay? So, I mean, now let's go a little bit more nuanced. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. So when you're trying to lose weight, the most pertinent thing to do is to burn as many calories as possible and be in a caloric deficit, correct? So wouldn't throwing in some isometric abdominal exercises in there help expend more calories? Absolutely. So if you're just trying to lose weight, dude, do it. Yeah, throw some abdominal exercises in there. But if you're like trying to just look better, if you're in average shape, you're just trying to look better, or you're trying to gain muscle, and if you're a novice, you don't need to do direct ab training. You're already using your abs when you're lifting weights in general, especially if you're doing heavy compound exercises focused on linear progression. That means 5 pounds, 5 pound jumps every single time you do a squat or a bench press or a deadlift. Like, you're gonna build a thick set of abs just from doing that. Now, everybody technically already has abs. You know those like those 11, 12, 13-year-old kids who do the selfies in the mirror, the teenage boys, and like, check out my 6-pack of abs, but they're skinny as shit. Like, bro, that does not count. You're skinny as shit and you have abs. That's like a fat chick with tits. It doesn't count. You're defaulting. Nope. So, the reason why I bring that up is you technically already have abdominal musculature. It's just that you have a little bit of body fat percentage that's covering it, so you need to lower your body fat percentage down by either losing weight or just gaining lean body mass and filling out your frame. I mean, you can do either. You already have abs. You just need to show them. You just need to show that they're there. So let's say someone like me who is in relatively good shape, you can't really see I have a six-pack. But Mario, you train 4 to 5 times a week and you're deadlifting 500 pounds, squatting 400. I don't mean to brag. I'm such a douche. So you're doing all this heavy stuff. Why don't you have a full-blown six-pack? Well, my body fat percentage is about 18, 19, 17%. Now, if I lowered it to about, if I went on a caloric deficit for like 8 to 10 weeks and I lowered it to about 10% body fat, oh, I would have a straight up six-pack. Now, personally, I don't really care about having six-pack, but like you already kind of have a six-pack. You just need to show it. Now, if you want to do direct ab training, if that's what gets your rocks off, I want to say if that's what gets your dick up, but I feel like that would be vulgar. I just said it, so I guess there's no turning back now. Like, if you want to do direct ab training, like that's what you want, like, and I don't, that's not bad. Like, do you need it? No, you don't need it. Like in your initial stages of training, you're using your abdominals when you're doing weighted resistance training. That's what we just covered. But if you want to, dude, do it. So the ones that I would recommend, the 3 ones that I would recommend are, number 1, ab rollers. Ab rollers are absolutely fantastic. Number 2 are hanging leg raises. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do full-blown straight hanging leg raises. Even I wasn't able to do hanging leg raises in the beginning. Now it took me a while. Now I can pop off like 10 to 15 straight. Like, look at me bragging again. Anyway, but hanging knee raises, just raising your knees, that's fine too. And third one is planks. Planks are awesome, especially for, and not to get all mobility on you, but especially for fixing any like postural alignment by practicing. Because technically you're practicing good posture when you're doing a plank, because you're trying to do just a straight horizontal back. All of them are great for their own reasons, and what I like about them is that the more you do them, the better you get, because technically they're all body weight exercises. You're using your own body weight, and it's really easily to acclimate to that because it's your body weight. You're walking around in it 24/7, you know. So what I would personally do is, if you want to do some abs, put 7 minutes on the clock, on a timer or whatever, and do as many reps as you can in those 7 minutes. And every single time you do that, don't do them in consecutive days. I don't recommend that, but like every other day, try to get a little bit more reps than you did last time in those 7 minutes. Okay? It's really simple. Or you could do 3 sets of 10, or you could do 5 sets of 8. I don't really care. As long as you progress either by volume, or if you can do them weighted for some reason, but by volume, add an extra set, add more reps. Just any type of extra stress, you're going to gain some abdominal stress in that area, or your core. But do you need it as a novice? No, you're already using your abdominals when you're doing general weighted resistance training, especially if you're gaining lean body mass or you're lowering your body fat percentage. They're going to show. You just have to put the work in. If you want to do them, by all means, do it. You don't need it though, all right? So I will see you next time.